So, what's up, YouTube? It's Angie, the Neon X, and I'm back on my way to work. But just wanted to share with you guys that last night, as I was doing some editing, some messing around on my S22 Ultra, it sent me a message saying that reservations are now open for the next big thing.
Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
Now, did they say what the next big thing was? Of course not. But you were able to put in your reservation and get an instant $50 off or towards the purchase of whatever the next big thing is. So, I went in, I did put a reservation in for what? I don't know. But, yeah, it's coming. July 26th will be this year's, or this season's Unpacked, supposedly, if leaks are to be believed, for the new line of fold and flip devices. Now, we've heard the rumors that the Flip 5 might adopt a Windows folder type front screen. If you don't get what that means, is it's not going to be even on all sides. More asymmetrical, with one of the corners, I guess, angled upward and then flattened out towards the top to look like a folder. A very interesting design choice. I look forward to seeing how that comes out, especially with the Moto Razr Plus out on the market, with its entire front of the phone being one, well, for its size, giant screen. I did get the opportunity, well, to play with that phone just the other day. I know I get to play with it. Someone at the store actually had one, and they told me their favorite parts about the phone and even demonstrated the device to me, so that was very good of them. But yeah, the Flip 5 is coming, and I think I'm gonna wait, see what it has to offer before jumping to the Moto Razr Plus, because that phone is, the Razr is a very good device. I mean that I do have the original one. There's a few trade-in deals there to make it not such a hit to the bank account. So I'm not mad at that. Pretty much the price that I paid for my original, they give it right back to me and put towards the new one, which is always a good thing. The next device that is supposedly going to be announced at this season's Unpacked is the Fold 5. Now, again, if rumors are to be believed, it's not much different from the Fold 4, save for two main, or not main, but save for two easily distinguishable changes. They moved the flash, and if a leaked picture is to be believed, they were able to make the device close flat. So I assume that means they have adopted the teardrop fold that phones like the original Razr that I was just talking about have been using for years, and also these Chinese folding phones as well. The teardrop means that when the device closes over, it doesn't close, at least the inner screen doesn't fold completely over. There's a little loop at the back of it that is hidden, you could say, within the hinge, which allows the rest of it to just fold over on itself. It allows it to open and close that many more times without any kind of defects coming to the device. Why are people driving like maniacs? So from what we've seen of the Fold 5, those are the two main changes. And to be honest, having it fold flat is a step in the right direction, because the Fold devices, you know, they were the devices that kind of started this entire foldable movement. And the original Fold was the device that got me into even doing YouTube vids at all, because people were just being so harsh towards the device, and I didn't understand why such an innovative device would be met with such criticism. It's like all that you want was bar style iPhones. It was bothersome to me. So I was with Samsung, and I am still with them to an extent, but in all truth, they began to fall flat on the innovation side of things. Since the original Fold, you know, that one had the smaller outer screen, you know, it had the notch on the inside for the dual cameras. It was a bit more narrow overall. Yeah, but once they switched to the Fold 2, the design of the Fold hasn't really changed. They've kept the same narrow bar style Fold design up until now. Even the Fold 5, you know, we've seen the pictures. Like I said, it has leaked. Keeps the same, or more or less the same dimensions of those last three. The front panel, they say, is a little bit bigger, which is always the case. They add a few millimeters here and there, and it does make a difference when trying to type and all of that. They add new cameras, they add the software, but overall it's more of the same, and that's been a bummer to me, because as much as I love folding devices, they're quickly becoming, at least on the Samsung front, very stale. The big thing that they've done in the past few years since the Fold 3 is add S Pen support. But if you watch any of my vids, the fact that they didn't add S Pen support to the front panel is just one, at least to me, one of the worst things that they did not do. It's what's the term? It's a complete missed opportunity for someone like me, who, again, I like to take notes. Now, am I the majority? In no way, shape, or form. But there's no reason to not have the front screen capable of doing that, because the Fold is pretty much, or should have been to me, the replacement for the Note. A large panel, an S Pen, more space to write things down, and pretty much the is-all, do-all of all foldable Android devices. So maybe with the Fold 5, they'll finally add that feature, and I can, you know, show more interest towards the device. But as of now, to me, it is more of the same. Yes, it can fold flat, but so many Chinese foldables, yes, they aren't available in the US, at least not readily, but so many Chinese foldables have been folding flat for years. So it's not really a big thing if you watch the mobile space, or the mobile foldable space at all. It's just about time that Samsung got on that bandwagon, because, you know, people want a device that folds flat. Having the little opening between the two halves is not a deal breaker at all, but it is showing that they are behind the curve. But July 26th, that's when these devices will be supposedly announced. That's unpacked. Oh, aside from the folds, there have been rumors that my favorite line of tablets, the Samsung Galaxy tabs, will be getting a refresh as well. The Tab S9 is supposedly going to be announced. Now, last year, or was it the year before? I think it was the year before. They announced the Tab S8, and then the S8, the S8 Plus, and everyone's surprised the Tab S8 Ultra. Now, I was blown away by the Tab S8 Ultra the day it was announced. I got to go to the Samsung store, and they were all on display for me to play with and touch and compare, and it was a great time. I love the Tab S8 Ultra so much that I went and I got one. It's in my bag right now, and it's been my main computing device since that time, even more so than my actual laptop. So I do look forward to what the Tab S9 has to offer. Do I think it would be that much better than the Tab S8 Ultra? No. The chips may be a little faster than it, better screen or display, I am sure. You know, that kind of tech does move, you know, pretty quick. But overall, I don't think there is much they can do to improve on such a great device to begin with, because the Tab S8 Ultra is pretty much the ultimate Android tablet. I mean, they did release the Lenovo Tab Extreme a few weeks ago, and it's along the same size as the Tab S8 Ultra at the 14 point whatever inch display. It has the keyboard. Actually, I think it has a better keyboard than the Tab S8, but it's kind of like the Magic keyboard. It doesn't really protect the device along the edges, but it does allow for that floating laptop presentation, which I always did like. It allows for the multitasking. It does have its own pen, and the big thing is the keyboard does come with the tablet, if memory serves. The only accessory you need to buy to complete the package is the pen. Whereas with the Tab S8 Ultra, that keyboard is like $300 and change for no other reason than the Apple Magic Keyboard is the same price. Kind of stupid, because the keyboard definitely is not worth that much. But yeah, the Tab S9 or the Tab S9 line, the Tab S9 series is supposedly going to be announced as well. So I do look forward to seeing what potential changes have come to those devices. Because though I'm not in the market for a new tablet, there is a good chance that Samsung, you know, has finally decided to do one of their patented. Let's throw something against the wall and see if it sticks, like they used to do, and just do something crazy in with these devices. Some type of feature that no one even thought about. I probably don't need, but it's just cool. So, yeah. The fact that I ranted about this most of my ride to work, you can tell that I'm pretty excited about July 26th. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to get to watch it. Yeah. I will be at work while Unpack is going on, and my run is kind of tight. So the time between each route, I'm not really going to have time to catch any of it, maybe a highlight here and there. But the fact that I do have a decent break from my AM run, or between my AM run and my PM run, and I'm right by the Samsung store. So if they are keeping it the way they have for the past few years, right after the announcement of these things at Unpack, the Samsung store just puts them out on display. So the way it should be done, so that the customer can get their hands on time, see the devices, play with the devices, and get those pre-orders in early, because they know exactly what they are getting. Samsung is good for doing that. I was actually quite annoyed when Google decided to not put out the Pixel Fold and the Pixel Tab till they came out. It didn't make much sense to me, because how am I supposed to know I want to buy this thing if I don't get to try it, you know, I feel that should always be a thing. Buy our thing, but before you do, here's what it's like. Get some hands-on time with it. Know what you're getting into before you put down $2,000 on this device. But Google didn't do it. But I hope that at least at the Samsung store, Samsung decides to, stay with that. And if that be the case, on the day of the announcements, I should be able to get some hands-on time because my break is long enough that I should be able to get in there and play around with these devices. And I'm getting kind of excited just thinking about what they might have to offer. So we'll see. So with that said, my name is Angie, the Neon X, and excited about Samsung Unpacked on July 26th, 2023. This is what I'm into.